Moving up the card, we've got Francisco Trinaldo versus Danny Roberts. I've always kind of been on Danny Roberts, even when he was the underdog, but I now feel like the odds are kind of closing in on him a little bit. It's minus 115, minus 115 on BetUS. On a best fight odds, what else can we get this fight at? Danny Roberts, minus 110, minus 110, plus 100 still. So Danny Roberts still the underdog right now on every single sports book that's on best fight odds. So you can still find Danny Roberts as the underdog. You can find him at plus money at some places, minus 115, minus 115 either way on BetUS. The over-under is actually set at over 2.5. Interesting. But I do think that we're going to see Danny Roberts win this fight. I was picking him even though when he was a little bit of a bigger underdog than he was. And I think that he is probably going to beat Francisco Trinaldo. The problem with Danny Roberts, though, is that you kind of got to trust his chin here. Francisco Trinaldo is 43 years old, but what they do say is that the chin is the last to go. I don't think that he did beat Ramazan Amif, by the way, but he did get the nod on that one there. He got knocked out by Mikhail Pahea. The Claudio Silva loss was pretty controversial. He never tapped. He got knocked out by Nordine Taleb. He got knocked out by Mike Perry, and even before that, I don't know what that loss was, to be honest. It must have been another submission loss, but yeah, he's been knocked out a few times in the UFC before, so there is kind of argument to be made that his chin isn't too great. Francisco Trinaldo is 43, almost 44 years old, and he's still doing it. He beat Dwight Grant by split decision 6 months ago, but that's still not the most impressive win because Dwight Grant hasn't looked too good recently, to be fair. He did lose to Muslim Salikov, who also is an older guy. Before that, he knocked out Jai Herbert. Unfortunately, Jai Herbert with a couple of KO losses recently. But yeah, Francisco Trinaldo, he still holds the power to potentially shut out the lights of Danny Roberts. But Danny Roberts is quite a methodical fighter. He kind of likes to not necessarily play it safe, but he kind of likes to do things well, quite technical. I don't really know what the word I'm trying to say, but he likes to do things how he likes to do them. That makes no sense as well. But I think the fight does go the distance. I think we're going to see Danny Roberts win a decision. But unfortunately for Danny, man, a couple of split decision wins recently. Not really the greatest look in the world. A lot of people picking Trinaldo. To my surprise, I'm going with Danny Roberts. I feel like Trinaldo does have a chance at a KO win here, but I think that Danny Roberts is still a pretty live underdog to beat a guy that is almost 44 years old. I feel like it's about time that we see Francisco Trinaldo start to slow down a little bit. I think Danny Roberts is going to use that range and that height advantage as well on the feet, and just keep the fight at range and close it in. Maybe get a takedown if he really needs to. But yeah, I'm going to trust Danny Roberts to win the fight.